they can get the win here, it should just be 4 wins.
Yeah, I think
they can get it on the title. But do they want to get that done as quickly as possible?
Oh yeah, as a manager, you always want to get it done as quickly as possible. They were flat last week, first half against Hibs, and again against Aberdeen. Even though they were 3 up at half time, the performance levels weren't there. There's a bit of an edge missing at the minute, but maybe being away from home. And I can't quite get my head around what you said, you know, that's like, there's the 2 wins out of 6 away from home.
Yeah.
You know, you want to improve on that as well, Brendan, but they'll have been buoyed by the result today from Ibrox, and they'll be going all out to try and win. Although, I agree with Fadi, I think St Mirren can give anyone a bloody nose. I think they're a great story. I think they're a really well-run club with the people behind the scenes, like Jim Gillespie, and the job that Stephen's done here over the last 3 or 4 seasons has been immense.
Well, of course you can, Luke. Celtic are going to have to work hard, as they did on in the week against Aberdeen. 5 goals they got, and that sort of flattered them a little bit because
react to stuff. You know, if things start going bad, we'll have a go and maybe we'll get back into game. But that's not how you win things.
Igaman for me, you know, I guess he's getting a pass because he's a young player, and you know, he kind of burst into the not the scene, I guess. You know, round a bit before Christmas time, he was playing well, but relatively anonymous again today for me. I say it's not on. I'm not putting it on his shoulders, but I just wanted to make a comment about him. Did you think he done anything? I didn't feel any of his wee touches even came off today.
They didn't come off, but at least when the ball goes to him, he's got that sort of twinkle toes thing where he can just suddenly, and I actually love watching that. He's done it in the last couple of games, even when things haven't gone well, where he'll be on the touchline or going through the middle, and he does this week. I mean, it's almost like watching a magician at work, because I'm watching the game and I'm going, I'll need to see a replay to see how he did that, where he'll drag the ball back and be suddenly in and around the guy. For a big guy like that, that's quite something to see. I'd be interested to know why he got hooked at half time, because I hope it's not an injury. I honestly didn't think he was one of the guys that I'd have been taken off, because he is good for a goal. He is good. He's a guy that can create things, or, you know, take on a couple of players and create space for someone else. So I don't know if there's any word yet about why he came off at half time to within 90 minutes and a bench referee of a European Cup final. So that kind of experience, when things go bad, you know what to do, you know the right thing to say, you know when to shout and when not to. I think managers with less experience, when things go bad, you know, everyone can have a good run, everyone can start off well and things are going okay. It's what do you do when you're in a situation like this? And no harm to Barry. The reaction of the crowd at full time, I think it was even more boos this week because people had actually turned up because they thought there might be a bit of a bounce. I don't think the boos were for Barry Ferguson or the backroom team, although maybe Billy Dodds. I'd boo Billy Dodds anytime he came in at Ibrox personally, because I'm sorry I've got a long memory in terms of like gripes, but I do remember listening to him on Radio Scotland one time and somebody winding him up about Rangers and him going, "I'm no Rangers fan," and I thought, right, you don't need to do that sort of stuff. Well, he's back there now as part of our coaching staff, but I think the boos were for the players. The boos were for this team that have done this time and time again. They get a reaction, they show how good they can be, and then they get bullied in a game or they don't turn up. And I feel a bit sorry for some of the players, because in all honesty, I think a lot of them just aren't good enough. Like Hadji could be a good player. If he was any faster, he wouldn't be in Scotland. Sherney, he's productive, but he lacks physicality. He's not the problem. Bayrami, he's sputtered in and out. Ridvan's never really turned into the player we thought. So I think a lot of these players, someone made a point recently that with players, it's not just about what they can do, it's about the regularity they can do it.
They are checking this. Butland was terrible there, though. That should be his. He should be catching that. But there is a VAR check on this, and I think he's onside.
Oh, it might just be. I think he is, because Tav's got his heel. Tav's got his leg up.
I think he's onside, in all honesty. Proper's playing him on.
Oh, no.
So Proper plays him onside there. He's on. He's definitely on. He's definitely on. He's on. He's 100% on. That's a goal to Motherwell. Has to be. Proper's very slow in getting away there, and he plays Armstrong onside. Yeah, Proper's far too slow to get out there. He's onside. Yeah, but it's from the initial pass. So from the initial pass, Paul, he's onside. And Butland was just absolutely diabolical there. That's an easy catch, by the way. That's
If I could, I would. But I'm on this. I'm on the reaction. I was on the movie review last night, and then I was on the afternoon rabble on Thursday. So I might end up seriously getting divorced by the end of it if I did that. So
that is not a good show for your players that they can't listen to instructions.
no, I won't. They don't deserve. They don't deserve me to react like that. They don't. They're gutless. They're spineless. But I'm not. The depth in our squad to take them in and out. So everyone, the majority of those players are safe as far as their position and their play time, and that's the sad reality of it.
Get forward, put the ball in the box when there's no height, throwing it about, actually just not caring. So I don't think you can blame, as that point from Colin, you can't blame the manager. It's the players. It has to be. It has to lie at their door. We were did the watch along, Aaron, and we just seen it so nervous from the first whistle. And then obviously you look at the poor goalkeeping from Jack Butland to cost us a goal. And this is results we're seeing. These players have got to a point now where, because the season's done, obviously we're not going to win the league. We're out the cup. We've only got Europa League to look forward to, which all of these players will raise their game for. They've actually nothing to worry about. They can put in these poor performances. They're still going to pick up a wage every week. They're still going to get out. Yes, they'll be booed off the park, but do they actually really care? A lot of these players are looking at where they'll be next season rather than at this club. And you can see it time and time again. And that's exactly what we will keep seeing for the rest of this season.
Can't really argue with anything Alex said, but the other thing I would say during the game, it felt like, forget a relegation game, it felt like a last day of the season where players are just going through the motions and looking forward to what they're doing in the summer. There was just no urgency. Even when we got the goal in the second half, you think, right, put them under a bit of pressure, and they just didn't seem to do it. There was no urgency the last few minutes. I said in the group chat, we had 4 minutes added on. We could have had 44 minutes added on, and Motherwell could probably have gone home, and we still would have struggled to get another goal. It was just absolutely pathetic. And Barry must have been, I mean, yeah, we can't blame the manager, but Barry must have been absolutely kicking lumps out of him at full time, half time and full time. And I'd have had him in the middle of the park today, even how old he is, because I think he would have probably put more of a fight than the team did.
For during half time, but Stephen, just really disappointed. And look, as a manager, I need to try and pick them up. Look, I'm not going to throw them under a bus. I need to try and protect them as well. But you have got to take a level of responsibility.
You've now seen your team in action in 2 games, both away and at home. Can you take positives from the performances that you can take into the next batch of games coming up?
Well, I need to try. Yeah, I get a reaction at half time, but I says, listen, that should be for the first minute. That's the way you should be playing when you're certainly at Ibrox. But listen, they look nervy. That's been the case.
So I think the common theme there, it's actually really nice to hear some honesty and hear some passion. As we said in the watch along, he's a fan. He's not just our interim manager. He's not just our ambassador. He's also a fan of the club. So he's feeling exactly all the emotions that we're feeling at the moment in time.